That is PJ Powers and Steve K. Kind of feel so strong. I think it was a hit when I was in my teens. Hi, everybody, and I am back. I am going to do a reading on Az's relationship with Lauren London. That's her name, right? Lauren London, a widow, one of Az's widows. Okay, I'm just gonna do a relationship reading on. I'm doing a relationship reading on her because many of the comments believe that Lauren London is the woman Az was talking about, right? I, as a witch doctor, I have lots of room for doubts. Also, not to mention that I'm very bad with numbers. I finally worked out why I was bad with numbers, but it's not going to help me anytime soon, okay? Unfortunately for this African witch doctor, it's not going to help her anytime soon. Okay, so in the metaphysical, we are actually older than we are in the physical, okay? Everything that happens to us, to the second, we are older in the metaphysical than we are now. But to begin with, this is how the metaphysical works when it comes to age. 1, you are your age from the moment God creates your soul, right? So the molding of your soul, you begin to age, right? Inception, you've already aged. By the time your mama and your daddy do their business, you've already aged. By your birth, you are already a certain age. Okay, now this is where I get confused. I'm not sure what the age is for the molding of a soul, and I'm not sure what the age is for the I know that the 9 months of pregnancy, the age is 1 year, right? My ancestors told me that. My ancestors told me it's 1 year. They said go with South Korea because South Korea is correct. Because in South Korea, when you are born, you are already 1 year old. And so my ancestors said go with South Korea. They're the closest to correct when it comes to ages, right? So when they download ages for me in hieroglyphics, which they really shouldn't, and I hope we work that out when I go back this time, but I think it's going to take me a long time. They download the age of the soul, how long it took for the soul to be molded by God. Then they download that 1 year, okay, from inception to birth. In the metaphysical, it is 1 year. So when you are born, you're almost 2 years old, right? Then they download the time you've lived as a physical being. Then I'm supposed to add it up. And guess what, guys? I was in remedial math, okay? To begin with, I don't understand hieroglyphics. Second, I was in the remedial math. I don't want to lie. In college, I literally had to take extra math lessons every day until I graduated with both my bachelor's degrees, because my mind just can't even seem to keep the knowledge of math. I lose it and I have to start all over again, but it keeps the knowledge of French. I don't get it. I think it's because I'm an African and we speak several languages, so of course it would keep the knowledge of French. Anyway, so time is also the same. Time is not the same in the metaphysical as it is in the physical, and somehow I have to learn how to handle that as well. I'll get it right. Okay. It's gonna take me time. But anyway, I am going to do a reading of Lauren London and Az. Okay. In this reading, it's more like it's Lauren's soul talking, because I already said goodbye to Az and I am not going to call him again. So I'm just harnessing Lauren's soul and what is left of Az, and I'm going to do a relationship reading, which is actually my favorite. So at least I'm going to check out their relationship to see what it was like. Not because I think that Lauren is the woman Az was talking about. I never make assumptions. I never make assumptions. Never. And that is something every metaphysical person should do. I have if I only have one objective thing to say about the metaphysical scientists in the United States and Canada and Europe, okay, they tend to put their feelings and their assumptions and what they want to be true into a reading. I read tarot cards, but that's for another video that I'm going to download. I read them, okay? And sometimes when I see what a metaphysical scientist has in front of her in tarot card reading, she deliberately refuses to listen to what the winds are saying to her, and she deliberately says what she wants to say. This happens almost 90% of the time with tarot card readers in this part of the world that I live in. They are so determined to have their belief systems validated. They are so determined to validate themselves that they will deliberately just discard what is right there in front of them and say what they want to say. Also, a lot of metaphysical scientists in this part of the world are too much and too involved into the society and into the community. They don't understand that they are observers. They shouldn't be involved. They shouldn't have conspiracy theories in their heads. Unless if they personally have done 1,000 readings of a certain group of people and they have seen this one person pop up constantly in the readings, then they say, okay, this is like an organization. This is like a people right here. This is like a people that are doing things. They are too involved. They don't understand that when you're a metaphysical scientist, you have to get out of yourself. You're not part of society. You are an observer. You have to be cold and calculating like a doctor. Okay, you're a doctor. You're a fucking doctor. In Africa, we have degrees for witch doctoring. Okay, witch doctors go to university for these degrees. But we are blessed. And I understand that, so I don't hold it against them. We are blessed because we have a culture that nurtures us, and we have a culture that makes sure we are doing our job with objectivity. And now we have degree programs. So there you go. So I am blessed. I am blessed to have been born within my own culture and to have been raised within my own culture and still have access to my culture. I am blessed. So I understand it. Having said that, I would like to thank all the new citizens of our country. You have arrived. We have been waiting for you. We've been calling out your names. We've been lifting placards with your names. We've been waiting at the airports. We've been waiting at the ports. We have been waiting. And you have finally come home. This is your home. This is your house. Okay? So we don't say welcome. Because in my culture, you don't say welcome to members of a family. We're a family here, regardless of what people think or say of us. We are a family and we are united as one because we have something in common in this human experience. We are warriors, we're fighters, we're thugs. But we love above all else. We love with a passion and a desire that knows no bounds. We love and we have enough room to accept everyone. We are non-racial. We are not rude to each other. We are not mean. And we do not say nasty things on this channel. We don't write them because writing them is saying them. And you get what's coming to you. You get evicted. For the tourists, I would like to say it again because many tourists are not listening for some reason. No. I know the reason. People are lonely. People are trying. This is the Western world. People are very lonely in the Western world. People are very isolated. People are trying to reach out. People are trying to be heard. And the only way they believe they can be heard, the lonelier they are, the ruder they are because they want to get attention. Okay, they want your attention. So they are rude. Like What about me? What about me? But inside, they are crying because they are lonely and they're actually saying, what about me? Me. Okay, I hear you. Okay, I hear you and I give you all the attention you require. I'm on it. All right. Shall we begin? Lauren London. Because her name has come up. The citizens of this here country have said she's the one. Okay. You've been accused, Lauren. You have been accused. And this right here is the Dare meaning the courts. The Dare of the people. The Dare of the Bantu. Right here. Court is in session. Like I said, I am just calling the leftovers of as because I've already done the ritual to say bye-bye. Okay. I really liked him and my flirtatious ancestors were all about his flirting. They really enjoyed him, right? They really enjoyed him. So anyway, my flirtatious ancestors have, we have not released him because he was just here. We just said thank you. We just thanked him and we thanked his ancestors and he's gone. But he always people leave a residue after a seance. So it's the residue I'm going after and it is the residue that's in this plate. So all I can tell you is that this man who turned out to be this beautiful man, listen to me, beautiful mentally, because I am into deep thinkers. Okay, naturally I'm into deep thinkers. So this deep thinker right here has come to terms with what happened to him. He's at peace. Okay, he's very much at peace. And we want to thank God for that. Now I'm going to call Lauren, who is adored by millions that she's never done anything for, by the way. That really shocks the shit out of me. But this is the Western world. Everybody is looking for direction. Okay, in Africa there, we're all going one direction. But over here, everyone is looking for direction. Okay, Lauren. I don't know who Lauren is, but the first thing that her soul said is that she values her whiteness. She values it. So I don't know if she is part white or if she is Hispanic. She does have black in her. I can see that. But she says the first thing that the bitch has said is that she values. You can tell that I'm gonna try to cleanse myself of that. Right? Yeah, because it kind of stunned me. She values her whiteness. She says her whiteness has made her head and shoulders above the rest. She is what African Americans call colorist. I don't understand that because I'm an African. Colorism really doesn't exist where I come from, right? But she is a colorist and she says it's reality. The lighter skinned you are, the more beautiful they say you are, and the more you make. It's reality. She says even black men go for light-skinned women. So why shouldn't I celebrate who and what I am? If I didn't have my white blood, I'd be dark and ugly. Her words. And they're making me very angry. I'm about to play a song right now. But it's her reality and I respect that. It is her reality and I respect that. It is her human experience and I respect that. Okay, don't get it twisted. I respect it. Okay, I'm learning something from her. She says, yes, in show business, If you're not light skinned and you are black, you ain't getting nowhere. Then she's saying to me, you are dark. That's why you haven't got anywhere. Okay, I'm also African, girl, so I wasn't even in this part of the world until my 30s. So you know, okay, okay, girl. So you know, I was baking and standing myself in Southern Africa over there. So eating groundnuts. So you know, alrighty, just say. Anyway, she is a great mama. This woman loves her children. She loves her babies. She says she was born to be a mother and motherhood is everything. Okay. She says she doesn't really care who fathers her children, but she cares because he's got to have some money. Okay. And her first child's father is very, very famous. And she was trying to get the same thing with her second child and the third child that she's planning on having. Okay, she says, this is generally a very happy soul. She's very happy with what she has and she's very content with where she is. She says, I don't have to mix with them niggas. Her words, not mine. Once again, bitch gotta clean herself. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know if I should even download this. Yes, I am. I'm going to download it because I'm about truth. I'm an African witch doctor. I'm about truth. I'm a transplant in this part of the world that likes to pretend. I don't pretend. I'm a transplant. Anyway, she is a very beautiful woman. A lot of men think she's beautiful, and a lot of women want to be her. A lot of her fans, those who stand up for her, those who fight for her, are women, and they all want to be her. They worship her skin tone, she says. I believe it. I agree. I'm agreeing with her because that's what I'm seeing. Her fans, her people, they worship her skin tone, her lightness, her skin, her color. They worship that shit. And she worships it too, right? And she says, she wishes she hadn't had a child with a dark-skinned man. I don't know who was the dark-skinned one, but you know, because her other child is prettier. Her words. But she loves her kids all the same. So now I'm taking Lauren, who's actually called Lori, and look at that, a shell fell onto the floor. Financial destruction and destruction in general. Her life is going through some destructive things right now. She destroyed her own life, or someone else destroyed her life for her. But right now we are meeting Lauren in a very dark place. She's afraid, and it has to do with her finances. Okay, now let us put you on the board, Ms. Lauren. And this is Lauren and Nipsey. Okay. And those of you who have been with me for a long time and who are citizens of this country, let me say citizens, older than you know the deal. Okay, when I put my hand up and shells fall, you know the deal, right? Shells fell to this side, and shells fell to that side, and shells fell to the front. And I am not surprised. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to move these other shells so that everybody can see what I am seeing, because I still haven't got the hang of the new camera. Now I'm kind of my girlfriend, not girlfriend, one of Nads. I now consider her a friend. She oh my God, look at that. This is amazing. This is astonishing. I have one right on top of my laptop. Oh my God, this couple fought a lot. Okay, so Nads, she lives in England and she bought me the camera in England, and I'm going to need a couple of things in Canada to get it to where I want it, you know. And Canada is like, what? I'm just going to go on Amazon in the end. Okay, so a lot. Oh my God. This couple, let me say it right here and now. They fought a lot. All the time. He was vicious to her, and he's not on this board. I'm sorry. He fell. But that makes sense because he transcended. He fell. So this is Nipsey. I'm going to leave him on my thigh. I'm sure in real life he would have wanted to sit on this fat thigh. So I'm going to leave him right there. Okay, fat thighs do have, So he passed. And on to this, her life as she knew it, with having this man in it. It was a life where she made money. A life she was very proud of. It's done. It's dead. So I'm going to leave this show. This is violence from Nipsey to her. And some shells went in that direction. 3 shells fell to this side. Violence from Nipsey to her. 3 shells fell to this side. Violence from her to Nipsey. So this couple was always clashing. They were always fighting. Always fighting. They were not close. And I am surprised. Do you see the distance between these two? This is Lauren. She's still on the board. This is or Nipsey. I'll call him Nipsey for this one. This is Nipsey because he's not really here. This is Nipsey, right? He fell because he passed, right? But this is his history, what he left behind and what she is saying about him. And the first thing you people should notice is this. Lauren knows that there's a pregnant female that he left behind. And she is pissed off. She's afraid that this female will be discovered. And she's afraid that the story that kept her in money, will fall apart. Okay, but when I put my hand over this female, she's not interested in publicity. She can hardly get up. She can hardly get up right now. She's in mourning. She's not interested. And she'll be in mourning even when she's not interested. But Lauren knows this. And Lauren is talking about it. She is talking about it to her people, the people who live in her life. And they are talking right back at her about it. They are trying to create a public relations dossier in case this mama right here opens her mouth. Basically, they're trying to create, this is a conference, a meeting going on here, right? She's really afraid that what she has built will fall apart because this one will open her mouth and talk. But right now, I'm not seeing it. That doesn't mean that after her period of mourning is over and she's used to her new way of life, she will not talk, because Lauren is very afraid of her right now. Lauren is about her money. Okay. And unfortunately for her, there's a massive distance between her and money. Okay. It appears that in her past, she was making a lot of money. This is a money shell. In her past, she was making a lot of money. Okay. And then for some reason, the money stopped flowing. It stopped flowing. And the last time she made any money at all was a long time ago. But she is a money maker. She really is a money maker. She can make money by herself. But whatever strategy she had going on there, right now it has come to an end. And she blames Nipsey. No, not only this shell, she blames Nipsey for it. And she is not in a good place. Not in a good place. She's saying something about how now she's penniless because he's gone. Now she's really penniless because he's gone. Like she used to be a very, very long time ago. Okay. Who is the guy? Okay. So, I'm actually gonna ask her about her relationship and shake again, because she is very money conscious. I mean, I get it, girlfriend. She's very financially conscious. She's about her money, and I respect that. I really do. But I'm trying to get to her actual relationship with Az. So I'm going to shake them again and throw and ask the question again and see if she will get off the bank and actually get emotional. She's very angry right now. Her anger is towards Az and his shenanigans. She's saying, like that woman, the woman. She's so scared about that. Okay, Lauren and Az, please tell us more about your relationship. Lauren and Az, please tell us more about your relationship. Okay, I'm almost nervous to do this. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you. So this is Az and this is Lauren, and they most definitely did not love each other, neither did they care for each other. Okay, they did not care for each other. Okay, but they shared a child. Right here is a child that they share. Okay, thank you, madam. Sorry, mama. This is a child that they share. Okay, they shared a child whom they both loved equally. This is the child. They both love this child equally, right? And Lauren's shell is looking at Az's shell, which was looking at other things. Okay, he was definitely not into her. Okay, he was into what he was into, and there were 3 other women in his life. 1, 2, 3. And he was paying more attention to those 3 than he was to her. She, on the other hand, was no innocent either. She had a much older man in her life who had money, lots of money. She had what we Africans would call a Monseni or a sugar daddy or a Monseni. She had and still has him, and she actually considers, this is very interesting, and I'll say it. She actually considers herself married to this much older man who has so much money. She actually considers herself married to him. They are like a family. Okay? Az, on the other hand, considered the other 3 women his family. She's saying in the beginning the relationship was good. In the beginning it was real. In the beginning we were both in it for love. But it didn't work out. Around the time our son was born, we knew that we couldn't be together. But it sells, it sells to be a black couple. It sells. And I really needed the help. And he needed the help. Because he just had a certain type of fans, and he needed to expand. It's like fucking the Kardashians. You fuck the Kardashians like that boy who fucked that little girl that he beats, that little girl Kylie. He beats her, Yeah, it's like fucking the Kardashians. He fucked a Kardashian, gave her a baby. She made him famous. He was crap. He was nothing. So me and Az. She calls him Az. So me and Az, we decided to do the same. Everybody does the same. Cardi and Offset. You don't really think that Cardi loves that man. Now she's going on and on about how he's the father of my child, blah, blah, blah. We all did that. I did it. It's survival. This is Hollywood. It's survival. This is the entertainment industry. It's survival. So at first, though, we were really into each other at first. Huh. She's talking. She's my kind of girl. The thing about being a witch doctor is that I meet the most amazing souls. And Westerners are actually my favorite people to read. Yes, you are. Because you are so varied and different. We Africans are going in the same direction, and our souls are monolithic, in my opinion. With very little differences here and there, right? Anyway, let me get back to this lady. She is very, very angry and very, very bitter. She wanted marriage from us. Thank you. She wanted marriage. She wanted the wedding. She wanted all that shit. And that's what he promised her. That's what he promised her. And so they had this baby. She had the baby. She said the baby wasn't planned. It was an accident. But I wasn't going to abort because I was in love with him, and he promised me marriage. We were gonna have a reality show because we were gonna get married. We were gonna show kids. We were gonna do the black love thing that everybody's taking advantage of and making lots of money out of, even if it's not true. We were gonna do that, and I was in love. So we had a baby, and just before I had the baby, he changed his mind. He didn't want to marry me no more, because he'd met someone else. Now, I have got to sympathize with the sister, okay? I'm a woman too, and that shit has actually happened to me. Okay, so I have to sympathize with the sister. When a man decides that, to get him back to wanting to marry you again, it's a lot of work, because bitches, that's what I had to do. And even if he marries you, the relationship is not gonna work. It's not going to last, because men have a habit of standing true to their decisions, So I understand why she's angry. I understand why she's bitter. Okay, so anyway, we know that now. Let's try. She's like, her soul is crying right now, and I feel terrible. That's why I'm just waffling bullshit. I know the pain of that. I know the betrayal of that, and I understand why she's grieving. So you were expecting a wedding? Let me prompt her. He says yes, a wedding. I had the planners and everything, and he changed his mind. I did not dump as he dumped me. Then he expected me to adjust to the situation. And then my friends told me that I'm making a whole lot of money with him than I was without him. And I had more of a following, and black people were liking me more. Before, I'd just been known by white people, and then when as came into my life, black people started taking an interest, and they were beginning to like me, and it was all good for my career. So as and I sat down and decided that we will carry on our relationship for the public, and we would split. We will be engaged, but split when the time is right and we've made enough money. What we didn't take into account was that this didn't start off as a business, and therefore it was going to get messy, and messy it got. She's saying it got messy over their son. We argued endlessly about him. I wanted him to have a certain style of living, a certain level of living, one that I wanted him accustomed to. and he didn't. He wanted him more down to earth. Fuck down to earth. What's down there? Nothing is down there. Fuck it. He says the kid has to be more down to earth. The kid has to hang with the people. Who the fuck are the people? I've never hung with the people. What the fuck are people talking about? What do you get out of hanging with the people? What the fuck is that? Get nothing out of hanging with the people. Black people like to bring each other down. If you look in the comment section of anywhere, it's black people abusing other black people. Why would my sons be involved in that? Why would they be there? Why would they be with those people? Again, I am going to cleanse myself. Oof. Oh Lord, have mercy. So that I can stay neutral. In fact, I'm going to go one over people. I want to stay neutral. I'm going to stay neutral because the girl is saying her piece. The girl is saying her piece. Let me repeat it to myself again. The girl is saying her piece, and I am just the conduit. I cannot allow my emotions to get into this story. Okay. So let's just say the soul that is Lauren does not appreciate some members of her race. If it is her race. Okay? Now let's move on so that there is no abuse on this very black woman who can't even pretend to have any kind of Caucasian blood because she African for a century. And she kind of loves it because she's African. She's wrinkle free more or less, right? Because black really does not crack. Okay? And she embraces everyone and everything, and she has learned something amazing from each race, and she is grateful for each race. This bitch right here is grateful for every race and every culture. Okay. So let's keep it moving. I am not going to ask her the $1 million question because souls will plead the fifth and they will shut down. If you're gonna say to me, why didn't you ask her? I'm not gonna ask her. Souls will plead the fifth and they'll shut down. Once again, I'm looking at their relationship while he was alive. But she has taken it there. Why, thank you, girlfriend. She says, so what if he is dead? He caused me a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Oh my God. I don't know if I should say this. I don't know if I should say what she just said. Because this could be coming from a soul in pain. You know what I'm saying? She says we're better off without him. Meaning her son and herself. If I start not saying things, my ancestors will shut me down and I won't be able to say anything. But I am going to say, this soul is in pain. We should be understanding. Sometimes grieving, you go through the anger stage. That's what white psychology says. Okay, white psychology says there is anger in grief, okay, and it's a stage in grieving. And I really did bring her out early, right? She must be grieving. I mean, let's be logical, let's be human. She must be grieving. She must be going through the pain. So, let's give her that and let's understand that this is momentary anger and she probably doesn't mean what she is saying right now. You know what I'm saying? Because the anger is coming from the loss, the pain of the loss. Okay? Let's just say that. After having said that, let me just do my disclaimer right here and now. Metaphysical science has no proof. None of what is being said here is possibly true. None of it. We're just doing this for entertainment purposes only. Except in Africa, of course. Every shit I say is taken seriously. But here I'm a nobody. And here is a culture and a society that has never met witch doctors. Doesn't even know us. Doesn't even know our powers and what we can do and how we can do it. Therefore, there is no proof here. Nothing that's being said here is possibly true, and we're just doing it for entertainment purposes only. We are bored as fuck. We have no lives. And if we do have lives, our lives are fucking awful. They are horrible. So we hide our souls in other people's souls. That's what fans do. Fans hide their souls in other people's souls because their lives are unbearable, right? We're all fans here and our lives are fucking unbearable. And so none of this is possibly true. It's for entertainment purposes only. Until 100 years from now when I'm proved right. Okay, so let's carry on. She is in pain. She says, no, it's okay. Girl, I'm trying to save you here. She says, no, it's not about him. It's about the money. He left us penniless. My anger is that he wasn't giving when he was alive, and even when he goes, he doesn't give. Is she moving? Is this woman going through a lot of changes right now? Like, how am I expected to live? How am I expected? Of course, he always wanted me to live somewhere else, somewhere cheaper, the ghetto. But you know, my other son's father ain't about that business. My other son's father really, really gets me. I am so sorry I didn't work harder to get him. I am so sorry I just walked away. More like he walked away from me. But anyway, a woman could have tried. You know what I'm saying? Yes, girl, I know what you're saying. Because I really, really, really should have walked away. But instead, I went all the way with my son's father when I jolly well knew he didn't love me. Okay, I get it. Okay. I get it, sister girl. So basically, she's saying that the father of her first son shares her viewpoints about life, and he would never want her to live a class lower than she can. And as on the other hand, wanted her to live a class lower, to be closer to the people, to be down with the people. And once again, she's saying, fuck the people. So she is going through some financial changes right now, which is what we saw. And I am asking her, what about this Monseni here? The Monseni. I'm asking her, what about the Monseni? Isn't he helping? And she says, he has a wife to help. This isn't Africa. Now she's being insulting. But I'm good with that. This isn't Africa where men just throw money. It's their bitches, and the woman and the wife doesn't care. He has to be very careful about what he does with his finances. You know what I'm saying? And he gives me a lot. I'm a big spender. I spend a lot because I have a lot of needs. So if Az wasn't very giving when he was alive, if he wasn't very giving when he was alive, surely his passing wouldn't have changed your financial well-being, would it? My child support is frozen for now while they sort out things. But then, you know, if he had been giving me some money, I would have been able to handle some of the business. But now we have to wait while they sort out his estate. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I think we got Lauren does this a lot when she's talking, and now she's making my hand do it. She does this a lot in real life when she's talking. This is her favorite hand movement, and it stands for the sun is going to shine. The sun will shine soon. She's a very optimistic woman. Always, through her hardships, she always looks to see. Do you know what I mean? She always looks for the sun, and she always gets the sun. You know, she's very, very optimistic. She is also very spoiled. She says, you would think I'm spoiled because your life was harder than mine. Yeah, true. To her friends, she's an amazing person. She says, I have very few friends. Yeah, to her friends, she's a very amazing person. To her son's other father, she is an amazing person. She loves him a lot. She loves him a great deal. She says, yeah, because he's always got my back. She says, he warned me about Az. He warned me about him, and I didn't listen. And I'm paying for it now. He always has my back. Like, he's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I didn't know that at the time. No, I knew that at the time. I'm lying to myself, and I'm not going to. I knew it at the time, but he just wasn't in love with me. I was just a trophy. I've always been a trophy to men. It hurts. It really hurts. I hear you. Right now, I'd like to be a trophy. I hear you. It hurts. People think my life is glamorous. People think I'm this person who I'm not. People see what they want to see. I'm just a person who strives to do the best for her children like any other mother. I want to give my children the best because I think my children are better than most children because they are mine for no other reason than the fact that they are mine. They are mine. Every mother wants that. I'm just a person. I want to act in real big movies in Hollywood, but because I'm black, I don't get them. I also wanted a real relationship, and I wanted to be in love, and I was in love. And what do I get? Nothing. It's always about the way I look. I'm going to leave it here. I'm not sure I even asked all the questions I needed to, but my ancestors, the walking sticks are falling, which means they are saying, enough. And I totally understand that. And my condolences to Lauren on the passing of her son's father. I know that she loved him, and I know that she will do great, and she is right. She is just a person like any other, and she goes through the same feelings and emotions that we all do. Let's send out some compassion and love to Az's widow. And I think it was a good relationship reading. Okay, so I am going to say bye and send Lauren. You know, the shells fell so far, guys. The shells fell further than the R. Kelly shells. This couple had some major issues, and most of them affected Lauren. Lauren was more affected by them than he was. So as women, let's show some love to Lauren, because we all know what it feels like. Betrayal. We all know. Let's feel it. Let's love on her. And I definitely did not ask her any questions about issues that came from the reading, because she may not be the one. So hopefully this helps you make up your mind one way or the other. We may have to be looking for another woman. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for that. Kisses.